Hello, good day, my viewers. It's a blessed day. You are welcome. So today we are going to be talking about the 6 best websites to bypass AI detectors specifically for academic writing. So, why are we doing this? Because recently, uh, almost all the entire schools, academic institutions have paid so much reference on checking if your writing is actually AI written, that is machine written, or you wrote it by yourself. Even if it's machine written, let there be a greater percentage of your input, you understand me, in the writing. So because of this, many of our supervisors, our school institutions have been using AI detecting tools like Turnitin, Originality.AI to flag AI written works, I get me, to check, and then it also flags. Now, it has become the greatest fear of students. It has become the greatest fear of researchers. That after writing using ChatGPT, as many people have resorted to, will my content be flagged? Will my content be flagged? So, in this very video, we are going to be showing you certain tools you can use to humanize your content, your AI written content, so that it can bypass AI detectors like Turnitin. These are tools we have tested and we have rated. And we'll tell you among them some that you shouldn't even try. So we go ahead. Now, you should be aware that in this age, many of these tools, many of these humanizing websites promise you that they are going to humanize your work to bypass AI detection, to bypass Turnitin, to bypass originality, and many others. But I can guarantee you, in all these promises, many of them are not real. Many of them are not working. Are you getting me? Many of them, because we've tested many of them. Some just simply shuffle your words around. Some just basically refresh your words. Some just basically change your, what do you call it, your sentence structure and paragraphing structure. And at the end of the day, some change your grammar. Some even butcher your grammar and make it very, very unapplicable academically. I get me. Some even go to the extent of sounding even more robotic than your ChatGPT actually that you use in writing. So the truth is, most of them still get flagged by detection tools like Turnitin, even at the height of these their promises. That's why we went all out to buy subscription plans in most of these tools to test them and then use some certain criteria to check if they can actually pass for an academic writing. You know, it is one thing to humanize. It's another thing that is one thing to bypass AI detection. It's another thing to still make sense. You understand me? It's another thing for your AI writing to still make sense as an academic article, or as an academic research, or as an academic writing. You understand me? Now, because at the end of the day, most of them actually bypass, but the content become very useless. You can't actually use it academically. So, but before we delve into these 6 different tools, online tools, let's check what actually is this AI detectors looking out for. What are they actually looking out for? Why do they flag some content and do not flag some content? What are the criteria that they use? What are the pinpoints that they use? Are you getting me? To tell if this content A, will look so similar with content B, is actually AI written or human written. How do they know? So that is what that's what we are going to do now. The first way to solve a problem is to identify the problem, analyze the problem, and then you can now start looking for solution to the problem. So what we are looking out for now is the problem. What problem do they identify in scripts? What problem do they identify? I mean the content, the AI detectors. What problem do they identify in content that makes them flag those content as AI generated or human generated? So number one on our list is writing style and flow. Human writing sounds more natural. When you write, it's more natural. People vary how they write. You can't simply write the same thing even when you are given the script again. Are you getting me? There's this variation that comes to play, especially in sentences. How long your sentence is, how short your sentence is, there's variation. They add emotions, personal style, rhythms that changes depending on the situation or depending on what they are talking about. But in this writing style, AI writing often sounds too smooth, too perfect. It follows the same pattern over and over again. This makes it look robotic. This sameness is something AI detectors like Turnitin are looking for. Even in the length of sentence, are you getting me? The length of sentence sometimes is almost similar. Length of sentence is almost similar. But humans, it could be very short. It could be very long. It all depends. So the second one is depth of thought. When humans write, they think through their argument and try to connect different ideas. You can't just be writing. You think deep. That thinking is, you think deep from your experience, from the books you've read, and from so many other things, even from your own personal experience. Now, that is how your thinking hovers. So you can't just write straight. And then from this thinking, you can draw up your argument and try to connect different ideas. They include opinion, question, comparison, uncertainties. Your writing includes all these: your opinions, your questions, your comparisons, your uncertainties. This shows that the writer is thinking deeply. But AI usually just states facts and repeats ideas. It doesn't reflect real thoughts or understanding. You understand? Even when it tries to sound thoughtful, it often misses the deeper connection that real people naturally will make out of that topic. You understand? Even when AI looks as if it's thinking, when you look critically into what is, you find out that the depth is missing. The depth is missing. But humans, if you have experience on that angle, or if you have knowledge on that angle, you see the depth in which that human can go a whole long way to analyze his writing. So the third one is tone and emotions. Tone and emotions. Human writing, even in academic work, shows emotion. Normally, academic doesn't really show that emotion as writing on the generic terms. But even at that, it still shows some level of emotion, attitude in a subtle way. For example, a student may sound excited, careful, doubtful, or passionate about a particular essay topic. These feelings comes out in how they phrase, how they write, how they articulate, even the entire writing. You see it. The emotions of that student come to play. You understand me? But it's not like that in AI, because AI simply, the AI writing is simply flat. It doesn't show real care, involvement in the topic. Even if it uses emotional words, it feels forced or unnatural. Maybe some other times we are going to analyze typically seriously on this. Now, 4, mistakes and imperfection. Believe it or not, small mistakes or odd phrases actually makes writing sound more human. There is no way, no matter how intelligent you are, no matter the level of your academics, you will make mistake. Either mistakes in punctuation, either mistakes in spelling, either mistake in many other ways. Are you getting me? Even in presentation. But can I shock you? AI doesn't make mistake. Oh my goodness. It's so grammatically correct. It uses polished English. It tries to, it's aiming for this level of perfection. This is what AI detectors are looking for. If you are too correct, in fact, you are a suspect. If you are too correct in your writing, you are a suspect. You may likely, even if you wrote the thing by yourself, you may likely be flagged by AI detectors as written by machine, as written by AI, because it's only machine that have that level of accuracy. So number 5 on our list is use of evidence and citations. Humans use real books, articles, or class materials when they write. They know what sources are important and how to explain them properly. Their citation usually match what they actually say. Now, this is the catch. AI sometimes makes up sources or misuse them. If you use ChatGPT to write, you need to be very careful, especially if you have not bought into a prompt engineering automated for writing. You need to be very careful because most of those cited works, most of those in-text citation and references are not correct. Even the usage, the in-text usage are not correct. Even when it gives real ones, they may not fit the topic well. This is another giveaway. This is another sign AI detectors look out for. So you need to be very careful. Now, understanding the assignment. Human writers often try to meet specific goals, answering a question, arguing a point, or showing research. Now, they understand what their teachers or what their supervisors actually want and tailor their works to match. AI doesn't always get the purpose of the task except you understand prompting. That is why if you missed our last video on complete AI research prompt, then you have missed a whole. Go and check that video now. It's going to help you a whole lot. Now, it may stay too general. AI stays too general. It may miss the main target, the main focus, and end up writing in a different focus if you are not careful. Even if the writing sounds smart, this weak match between the writings and the task is another warning sign that AI detectors are looking out for, and they may possibly flag you for this. Original thinking. People bring in personal experience, real life example, or unique ways of looking at ideas when writing about common topics. A human writer adds something that shows their personal understanding. AI can't really be original. It pulls from what it sees online, which makes its writing. That is, it makes its writing recycled writing. That is what the word makes its writing recycled writing. This lacks creativity and freshness. So most times it tries to look out for similar ideas and use it for you. That similar ideas may have been used over and over and over again. So at this end, it lacks freshness, making the work easy to spot, especially by AI detectors. Number 8, consistency with past works. Now, teachers and AI detectors may compare new writings with a student past. Your teacher knows you. So when you write and the grammar looks too high up there, your teacher knows you. Your supervisor knows you. So by the time you submit, he looks at you and he will ask you, who wrote this for you? I don't know whether they've asked you that kind of question before. Are you sure you wrote this by yourself? If the tone, skill level, or vocabulary changes too much, it can raise red flag by the teacher himself. So AI writing often sound more advanced and uses different wordings than what the student is usually used to. This mismatch can make teachers or even software question who really wrote it. So you need to be careful. Now, we now finally get to review these 6 websites that promises to bypass AI detection in academic writing. The reason why we are doing this particular section is, I earlier said it, that bypassing AI detection in academic writing is different from bypassing AI detection in generic writing, like blogging, normal article, newspaper articles, and all those things. It's different too. Now, because academics has a tone. It's called the academic tone. It has some vocabularies, some terms that must be used, especially in your field of study. Especially in your field of study. It has some terms that you cannot replace. So when you are trying to bypass and using all these humanizing tools online, those specific professional terminologies that are used in your field, if the AI humanizing application remove them and replace them with something generic, you have lost entirely your research work. It's no more a research work. It's no more an academic writing. It's something else. Now that we have understood what makes AI writing easy to detect as above, let's review 6 popular tools that claims to humanize AI content. We have tested these tools and we have reviewed them. We have tested them to see why and how their content is being flagged by AI detectors. We've tested them across things like unnatural tone, robotic sentence flow, lack of depth, perfect grammar without personality, and many other criteria that we have discussed above. So here's what we discovered. The below tools are not recommended for academic writing humanization. It's not that they are not useful. I give the developers great job. They are useful, very useful, but for academic purpose, you need to be careful. These tools may offer surface level rewarding, refreshing, but they fail to improve tone, flow, or depth, and often still get flagged by Turnitin, GPTZero, and Originality. So number one of them is StilledWriter.ai. Excuse me. StilledWriter.ai. While it tries to change the vocabulary, it ends up damaging the structure and logic of the text. Sentence becomes awkward and broken, making it obvious that the text was altered artificially. It also lacks the emotional tone and variation found in natural writing, which keeps it within AI detection range. Our verdict: over-edited, unnatural, and unsuited for serious academic writing. And another thing, it also stilled writer, which is still very good for generic humanization. Stilled writer actually changes some wordings, some professional wordings, some professional what do I call it? Yeah, wordings, and therefore it can go a long way to butcher your intent as an academic writing. So Quillbot is a popular tool. Quillbot is a popular tool. Now, this tool is very popular for rephrasing or paraphrasing, but it doesn't improve sentence rhythms or writing depth. Most of you that have been using it, you can bear with me. It's just about the surface. It changes, it paraphrases it changes sometimes sentence structure and restructure the paragraph, but there are major things is lacking, which is the depth. The structure often stays too similar to the original AI draft, which is true. It doesn't add human-like variation, nuance, or imperfect phrases that will make the text sound authentic. Verdict: good for basic rewriting, but not strong enough to fool AI detectors in academic settings. So we have the word tune here. The word tune is another great tool that just came out, but word tune focuses more on stylistic suggestions than deep humanization. While it may sound smoother, it still has that overly balanced tone AI often produces. It still have this, what do I call it? It still has this overly perfect tone. Yes, that's the word, overly perfect tone. It wants to be perfect. It lacks emotional variations and personal voice. Now, this is my verdict. It's helpful for improving clarity, but not bypassing AI detection or achieving an academic tone. I said it earlier. So here we also have Humanize AI text.ai. We check that also, and then we realize this one tries to beat AI detectors by adding randomness. That's one. I love it for that. Like odd synonyms or switching sentence order, but it doesn't enhance meaning or structure. In fact, it often makes writing less coherent. You need to be very, very observant about this coherency. Now, verdict: no real improvement in depth, tone, or originality. High risks of being flagged. Yeah, so now we come to the best AI humanizing tools out of these 6. Now, these 2 is the ones we've tested, and we can approve of them to some extent. So after testing multiple tools, we finally settled for these 2 tools as the best tools to bypass AI detection and humanize academic articles naturally. However, it may still need human review, human input, editing to pass as truly original academic article or writing. Now, these are our verdict. You may have your own judgment. I get him. You may have your own opinion. If you have a different opinion, you can also write it in the comment section below. Let's talk about it. I'm into the academic world, and I presume you too. So we are just here to learn. So let's talk about it. I only did 6 review. There are many other tools out there that I did not review. And this is not to say my opinion or my choice may be the final verdict, no, or maybe the final choice. We can talk about it in the comment section so that other people can learn. So I found this tool, Phrasely.ai. So Phrasely makes noticeable improvement in sentence variation and tone. And most of the items, most of the things we talked about earlier, it actually improved on them. It attempts to inject more natural flow into writing, which can reduce the robotic patterns AI often creates. However, it still lacks academic nuance in some places and may require a human editor to refine arguments and citation. So, verdict is one of the best tools for academic purpose out there that can transform your AI writing into human writing. Not perfect though, but helpful for students who know how to revise intelligently after using it. Okay, fine. So the best tool here, which we are still using, is called the WriteHuman.ai. This tool delivers the best result in our testing, especially for academic writing, where tone, structure, subtlety really matters. Now, WriteHuman goes beyond surface level writing. It adds realistic sentence flow, improves structure, and even introduces imperfection that makes writing sounds naturally human. It reflects a deeper understanding of context And most importantly, it reduces the robotic patterns that AI detectors are trained to catch. It also maintains academic tones, integrates variations, and keep arguments coherent, unlike many tools that simply shuffle words. So my verdict here is the best tool to bypass AI detection while keeping academic quality or academic writing quality intact. Strongly recommended for students and researchers. My final thoughts. Before my final thoughts, please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, you are missing out, because we are running a series on AI and academic writing needs. It's going to be a very long series. You can't miss it. So join us, subscribe, and follow. Also be engaged in the comment section. So my final thought, most AI detection tools today don't just look for copied content. They are becoming smarter. They analyze tone, rhythm, thought process, and how well the writing matches human behavior. That's why it has become much more difficult to bypass them, especially tools like Turnitin. So it's no longer news that you should just go ahead and rephrase your AI content and then it will bypass. No. Or spin. It has gone above that. So we've identified two tools already, which you know, and which is Write Human AI and Freshly. The rest, use at your own risk, especially if you are submitting to platforms with strong AI detection tools like Turnitin. Now, what are we going to do next? We are going to come up with another video in the next few days from now. In that video, we will show you how to create your own advanced AI bypass and humanization prompt using ChatGPT, so you don't keep paying money to this platform. It's the same thing we did with the automated AI research writer. You know, all this platform you go, even some people that call themselves a consultant, you pay them, they write your research, no, or you struggle to write research. That we did in our last video. And those people that got hold of that prompt, it was a 59 or 57 page prompt, fully automated, one of the best you have ever seen. It took us more than 3 months to develop that prompt. You understand me? Working as a team. We're about 30 people that got that prompt developed. Once you lay your hands on that prompt, you can write any research from beginning to the end. Now, we are also going to be making available another prompt so that you don't keep paying money to all this platform. We are going to make available another prompt that will enable you to bypass any form of AI detectors. Are you getting me? And guess what? You don't need to be a programmer. These are well laid out prompts that you use on ChatGPT. Copy your work, paste it there, it will do the rest. So you can have full control over tone, structure, and flow. Don't miss out. Thank you. We check out. Please remember to subscribe. And the links to all these platforms are below. Thank you.